Hey, what's going on, guys? I wanted to talk about the tweet that DMG put out a few days ago. He said, Weapon Sandbox is the topic of conversation next week. Teams jamming on some interesting changes. That is all from them so far, at least. He also said in a separate tweet that after he posts the TWAB, that it's essentially going to make him take 3 weeks off. So you know it's going to be something substantial. The last time that Bungie really had a large sandbox change was back in Shadowkeep, I believe, where they took hand cannons. Well, there's a lot of changes, but specifically hand cannons got nerfed. The range stat, where for a long time, Spit Rations, Offstring, or Ace of Spades, they can all hit like 35, 36 meters. They talked about how they're outliers and it doesn't really give room for other weapons to have breathing room, right? Well, there was some feedback from the community from that where they hated that. And now we're right back to where we used to be. Palindrome, Cantata 57, Ace of Spades, all those are hitting like 35 meters. You can get a IS Luna to hit like 34.5, 35 meters. So we're kind of where we are now, where we used to be before they got nerfed. Now my prediction is that what they're going to do is they're going to change the way that rangefinder works, because right now they give a blanket 3-meter bump, no matter what, to the range stat, and the way they do that is they change the zoom of the gun. So you aim the gun, aim in a little bit more than normal, and by aiming in more than normal, that's kind of like the trade-off. Like, your peripherals are cut off a little bit, but visually you're zooming in to the target, which helps the damage drop off range. So what I think they could do is they might change that scalar where like X zoom equals X range drop off. So it's not just like a 3-meter flat bump in any gun you get, because right now, if a gun has rangefinder and you don't put it on, you can feel the difference. For example, I have two Cantata 57s. One of them has rangefinder and the other one has moving target. So the moving target one can hit like 32 meters. The other one with rangefinder, it's 35 and like a half. They're the same gun, small bore, accurized, range masterwork. It's the same gun, the only difference is rangefinder. So what I wanted to do, and kind of a video that inspired me to do this, was from Drewski, where he was talking about rethinking hand cannons and like what is valuable on them. I wanted to kind of talk about that really quick. I just want to show you like currently, visually, the difference between these two hand cannons. I have a little clip with my friend in a private match. I'm going to roll that clip now, and then I'll come back afterwards and talk about it. Alright, so we are using the Cantata 57 with target, and I have the Storm. I have 76 range. I have a perfect comparable Cantata, same exact setup. This one has hipfire and rangefinder. So I have the moving target one on, 32 meters, getting full damage. I move to 33, which is right here. I'm just now seeing damage drop off. I move to like 32 and a half, still full damage. So 32 and a half meters. Now let's put on the rangefinder one. Let's back it up. So instead of 32 and a half, let's go all the way to 36 on the dot. Damage. 6 and a half. Start to see damage drop off. So the difference between these two guns is from here, which is this, to here. There to here. That is the difference between the two of them. So should these get nerfed, should the rangefinder one get nerfed, that is what everybody is going to be worried about. That little bit of gap. Does it matter? Yes. But to be determined on what they actually do. Back to the video. So you can see that that gap there, that can help you win a 1v1, right? That can help you win a gunfight. You have range drop off. There's positions on the map. You can 3-tap somebody and hit your optimal time to kill, but the other guy can't. He has to move in. He might do, you know, 61, 61, 56 and not get the kill. Meanwhile, you're doing like 70, 70, 68. You 3-tap them in the head. It's a big deal. What if rangefinder only gave 1 meter? Think about it. Think about all the god rolls that are out there right now. Rangefinder gave you 1 meter of range, which is the equivalent of like a range masterwork right now. Does that still make it the god roll? Do you still only go for rangefinder on Palindrome, on Cantata 57, on Ias Luna, or are there other more valuable perks that might help you? For example, the past few days I've been using the moving target Cantata 57, and it feels incredible. Like the aim assist bump from moving target, the strafe speed for moving target, makes 3-taps like the easiest thing on the planet. I'm not gonna say it's hard to do without it. I still do it all the time, but you can tell the difference, like, especially when people are turned around and they're like running away or like jumping away. When I shoot them in like the back of the shoulder, it's giving me a headshot. Or normally with rangefinder, you're not getting a headshot. So like that aim assist plus a hand cannon targeting mod, the aim assist is juiced, where it's like easy mode. So in a world where you're only getting 1 meter out of rangefinder, like if the max range any hand cannon like 140 could get is 32 meters instead of the 36, but then you stack rangefinder, now you're hitting 33. Like, yeah, 33 is better than 32, but is it worth that zooming in when you aim the gun? Is it bad? No, it's not bad. Meter is a meter, I'll take it, but it's just something to think about. And then if that's the case, what if instead of having to dump all in on range to get to that, new theoretical 32 meter point, you can have like suboptimal range, but you can have higher handling and then stack rangefinder on that. So now you have like a quick moving gun, rangefinder, still hitting the range that you would otherwise, but without having to put all the stats in on range. And now you have like a mix of stability, handling, plus rangefinder, bringing up to where everybody else is. Just something to think about. I know I'm rambling here. I got some background footage of me using the moving target roll. It's nothing crazy, but I'd like to hear what you guys think down below. I think right now 140 hand cannon sits in a really good spot with some outliers. Like, do I think that Palindrome or Cantata should hit 36 meters? Personally, no. The reason I say that is because 180s are abysmal, okay? Their range is like nothing, and 120s are kind of like pointless to use. 120 hand cannon, the goal of that thing is to be like a hand cannon scout rifle. You can hit out to like 37 to 40 meters depending on the gun. Why would I ever use a 120 if my Palindrome hits 36 meters? I take one step forward and boom, I'm dueling a 120, but I have a faster time to kill. So if we nerf rangefinder on it, it kind of brings that back down, where now the 120 has some breathing room and some use. There's pulse rifles that now have some use. We know that the Peace of Mind is currently like one of the best pulses in the game. It now has a little bit more breathing room. And before I get the people in the comments that are like, you just want hand cannons nerfed, dude, all I use are hand cannons, okay? The hand cannon, no matter what you do to it, even when they can only hit like 30 to 31 meters, they're still in the meta. Why? Because I can peek a corner, shoot you in the face, do 70 damage, and go back to cover. With an auto rifle, I have to be exposed. With a pulse rifle, I have to be exposed. With a sidearm, I have to be like literally on top of you. With an SMG, same thing. The hand cannon will always be good because the way that they're built. High aim assist, high range, high damage per shot. I could peek, shoot you once. My teammate could peek, shoot you twice, you're dead. With auto rifles, we both have to be exposed and like gun you down. Go behind cover, I can only put like 20 or 30 damage in before you go back before cover, versus 70 per one bullet. So I'd like to know what you guys think. Obviously this is all just a prediction. I have no idea what that TWAB is going to say. I can only imagine other things are going to get tweaked. Fusion rifles, talked about like the handling stat and how it affects snipers, so that way snapshot isn't like a necessity. So I just wanted to make this video ahead of time, just thinking ahead, and then after that maybe we can kind of reflect on what it covered, and maybe I'm onto something, I don't know. I think a world where the 140 sits around like 32, 33 meters, I think that leaves like a lot of room for the rest of the meta to kind of flourish. And if I'm being honest, most of the ranges that you're going to engage in on a map in this game are like 34 meters and in anyway, at least with a hand cannon. Most of the maps are meant to like hand cannon and shotgun on regardless. So, I don't know. Just a thought. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you can make a change to anything, what would it be and why? And I hope to see you guys in the next one.